Welcome back. You're watching To The Point. It's widely believed the government has only 2 or 3 days before the Bihar election dates are announced and the Model Code of Conduct comes into force, making it impossible to announce OROP thereafter. So tonight, how wide is the gap between the government and ex-servicemen, and can it be bridged in the limited time available? Joining me is one of the foremost leaders of the ex-servicemen's movement, Major General Satbir Singh, and former Army Chief General Shankar Roy Chaudhary. General Satbir Singh, let me start with you. I'm going to ask you 3 very specific questions to try and understand the precise position this evening, and I'll ask you to give me 3 precise answers. First, has the government indicated that it's accepted that the base date for calculating OROP will be 2013-14, which means the 31st of March 2014? Has the government indicated its acceptance of that?
Yes.
So that is an issue that
Karan,
is...
Yes, I say yes.
So that issue has been cleared, is that right?
Yes.
Second specific question. You would like...
You want it precise, so yes.
Thank you, sir. The second specific question. You would like the arrears of OROP to be backdated to the 1st of April, but am I right in saying the government believes it can only do it to the 1st of July 2014, and you've indicated that this is acceptable to you?
Yes, but with a proviso, the base year would change. Then the base year should go to 14-15. However, we are still ready to discuss with the government, but the government has not asked us about it.
But now you're saying something very important, that if the government asks you to accept arrears backdated only...
Karan, have you got it?
Yes, I have indeed, sir, but I'm now picking up on that. You are saying a very important
Karan,
thing.
have you got it?
Yes, I have, sir. I'm going beyond it. I'm now asking you a very important second question, that if the government wants the arrears only backdated to July 2014 and not April 1, 2014, then you will only accept that if the government raises the base year to 2015. That is your condition for accepting this slight amendment in the backdating. Have I understood that correctly?
Karan, we are ready to discuss this. If the government tells us that they don't have money to be given to the soldiers, that is the base year 14-15, we will be able to even discuss 13-14 and accept it on 1st of July, provided the equalization is done every year.
Now you're saying that you would be prepared to accept a base date of 13-14, and you would be prepared to accept that the arrears are only backdated to July 1, 2014, not April 1, 2014, provided the equalization is done every year. Therefore, to accept these 2 points, the equalization has to be annual. That is a condition.
That is not the condition, but that's the sanction scheme. 2 parliaments have sanctioned it, and both on 17 months back. They should honor the definition which has been sanctioned by 2 parliaments and 2 governments.
But I want to ask you for clarity, General Satbir Singh. You're saying to me that you are prepared to accept the arrears only being backdated to 1st July, and you are prepared to also consider the base year as 2013-14, not going up by a year to 14-15, provided, and this is important, provided the equalization is annual. Therefore, are you saying that is a condition for accepting it? Please be specific, sir.
No, we can still discuss. Unfortunately, Karan, no government has even come up with all this. We have had only 2 meetings with the Principal Secretary, Mr. Mishra, about 10 days back. There has been no more discussions with us.
All right.
But if the government tells us the problem, what is the problem, we are ready to discuss.
All right, this is probably for the government very reassuring. Provided the government sits down with you, you're ready to discuss, and you've indicated that in that discussion, you are willing to accept a arrears backdating only to July 1, not April 1, 2014. You're still willing even then to accept a base date of 2013-14. Let's come to the third critical specific question, and that is this. Am I right, therefore, in saying that the key difference at the moment is over when equalization will take place? Your preference is annual, but you are prepared to make it every 2 years. But so far, the government is insisting on it being every 5 years. Am I right in saying that is the key difference that is at the moment a problem?
Karan, yes, that is the key difference, because if they give it after 5 years, it will not be one rank, one pension. It will be one rank, 5 pensions, which is not fair. Then it totally defeats the very definition which has been approved and given to us by both the governments, the previous government and this government. This was the assurance by no other than Mr. Modi himself, even before he became the Prime Minister and after becoming the Prime Minister. We therefore request the Prime Minister, please fulfill your assurances to the soldiers who are ready to give their lives to protect the integrity and sovereignty of the nation.
General Shankar Roy Chaudhary, I want to bring you in not just as an ex-serviceman, but also as a very distinguished former army chief who is understanding not just of the demands and requirements of ex-servicemen, but also the compulsions and problems of a government. On this key difference of when equalization should happen, where do you think the balance should be? Should the ex-serviceman accept that the government has an economic problem and its hands are tied and agree to equalization every 5 years? Or should the government, on the other hand, say, no, a promise is a promise. If you have promised it annually, accept the compromise that the ex-servicemen are suggesting of making it every 2 years. Where do you think the balance lies?
Well, the government shot itself in the foot by giving so much assistance to Bihar state just before the elections. So all their arguments now don't hold water.
So therefore you're saying that the government must agree to either annual equalization or at the very least every 2 years, which is the second position of the ex-serviceman.
Karan, I am coming from the heartland. That is to say, I am just coming back. I came back 2 days ago from the Golden Jubilee celebrations of the battle honor of my regiment, Champ Jodiya 1965. And I can tell you, over there, when we had hordes and hordes of ex-servicemen we are actually a 3-class regiment, so they are mainly from Punjab and Haryana and UP, these places. Now, there amongst the ex-servicemen, there is the various arguments being put up, the mathematical arguments are so far incomprehensible to most of our ex-servicemen. To most of our ex-servicemen, they are just looking for a solution to the problem which should be favorable to them.
All right, that's very clear.
The serving soldier in the regiment, he is just watching in bewilderment because, you know, as I think this point has been made earlier, we are a typical regiment where you have, from grandfathers to grandsons to granduncles to uncles to nephews to brothers, all serving or having served.
Quite right, sir.
But what has really upset them, let me make myself very clear, what has really upset them is the manhandling of the ex-servicemen at the protest venue.
Absolutely,
in
sir, but
Delhi.
I'm going to
That
stop
has
you there
really
because that's
upset them
going back
across
20
the
days.
top.
And I don't want to tonight go back 20 days. That's the past. I want to stick very narrowly now to the difference between the government and the ex-servicemen on this critical issue on this critical night, because that's now the key focus. General Satbir Singh, let me come back to you and say this. There is a wide belief that sometime in the next 48 hours, the government could unilaterally make public the sort of OROP it can offer. If it does this, and that key difference of equalization remains, and the government insists on equalization every 5 years rather than your minimal position of 2, at that point, what will your movement do?
We will totally reject it. We have already discussed this morning. We got that information. I have asked everyone in the country. We, strongest possible manner, reject such unilateral action by the government, and we will not accept it. We will intensify our agitation across the country. We will go to the people and request them to join the soldiers, not to have injustices heaped onto them. We have been downgraded, degraded, and we've been ill-treated, mistreated. No more. We've been outside 82 days. 14 of our people are on hunger strike till death. 5 people in hospital. 4 have come back. 1 is still there. And 500 have offered themselves to go to hunger strike to death. Karan, any unilateral decision which does not satisfy the definition of OROP will be totally rejected. I say rejected. I here want to tell you, जिस देश के सैनिक सड़कों पर देश का दुर्भाग्य है, any country which does not respect its soldier is doomed to fail.
General Satbir Singh, I want to ask you two
I
very...
request you all...
General Satbir Singh, I want to ask you 2 very specific questions. When you say you will intensify your movement, be specific. What do you have in mind?
Go ahead.
What will you do? What intensification have you planned?
We will, intensification is, we will, at the moment, it is at 80 places. We will go to 800 places. We'll go across the country. We'll go to the villages. We'll go to the cities. We'll go to every state. And we'll incorporate the other people joining it. The youth of the country has already joined. The Bar Association,
General Satbir Singh,
Supreme Court,
General Satbir Singh, listen to me please. Will you also raise this issue in the Bihar election campaign? Will you make it a political issue in the Bihar election campaign?
Friend Karan, what we have initially said, wherever there will be elections, we will go and we will tell to the people that anyone who assures you something and does not fulfill, please watch out for giving votes to them. Secondly, we will tell them, if anyone who supports OROP, vote for them. Thirdly, if anyone who is an ex-serviceman who stands for election, vote for them. This is what we will do with Bihar. This is what we will do with Punjab or elsewhere, wherever there will be elections. Yes, we will go and tell the people of India.
General Roy Chaudhary, as a former army chief, how do you respond to the details you're hearing from General Satbir Singh about how they will A, intensify the campaign, and take it to 800 different cities. And secondly, that they will make it overtly political by telling people in Bihar and Punjab not to vote for a government that is not fulfilling OROP as promised. How do you respond to that as a former chief?
With due regards to General Satbir, who's been doing a great job, the rest of the country is not really bothered about the servicemen, I'm afraid. So we can go and appeal to whoever we feel like. The rest of the country doesn't know us. We are not a very important factor in the rest of the country. Very limited influence in certain pockets. So I do not know if this particular campaign of intensification, as General Satbir puts it, will have much effect, because the rest of the country doesn't really bother what's happening to the services.
Very quickly, General Satbir Singh, I want to come back to you and ask you two more specific questions, and I'll implore you.
We'll be able to tell the people of India.
General Satbir Singh, I want to ask you two more specific questions, and once again, I'll implore you for very specific answers. First of all, do you have the full support of all the different ex-servicemen's movements? Are they all committed to the intensification you're talking about? Because there is rumors and speculation that the government is trying to divide you, and that perhaps your different ex-servicemen's movements are not united behind you.
Karan, 6th of June was a history in our ex-servicemen life. All the ex-servicemen organization of the country, they all joined together, and we are now united front of ex-servicemen. But it may happen the people who are inimical to the grant of one rank, one pension, they may get hold of a section of people, but that does not bother us. IESL, and we have our chairman, Colonel Inderjeet Singh from the Grenadiers. He has started this movement in '82. He is with us along with his organization. General Balbir Singh, who is president of IESL, he is with us. And we, the Indian ex-servicemen movement, we are together, all of us, 40 organizations of the country are together. If the people who make some noises inimical to OROP, but everybody wants OROP.
Okay.
If the BJP cell of the military ex-servicemen, they go and make some noise, that we saw, but we will not count on them. We have a lot of chickens with us.
One other
people with us.
One other question. One other question, General Satbir Singh. One other question, General Satbir Singh, and please give me a specific answer again. Are you worried that if you A, intensify, and B, make your movement directly political, targeting the BJP in Bihar and Punjab, that you could end up losing popular support? Because the country may not like the idea of ex-servicemen becoming political, and that could also worry many ex-servicemen who don't want to become political. They want to stay politically neutral. So do you worry you could lose political support, public political support?
Karan, please, this is not political. It is only telling the people of the country. We also now, as a retired ex-servicemen, are the citizens of the country. We would like to tell, we need those governments, we will take the country forward. I am sure we have that opinion. And let me inform you, Karan, in the villages, it is the defense personnel, retired or serving, we are the opinion makers. We would like not to take part in politics. It is apolitical. We have not permitted anyone to come and speak from the political side to our munch.
All right, Mr. Satbir Singh, I'm going to stop you there. I've heard you clearly. I'm running out of time.
No, it is only to get those people
I'm going to stop you there. I'm running out of time. General Roy Chaudhary, I have time only for one small question, and I implore you to give me a 15-second answer, sir, because we're right out of time. Do you worry that this plan to overtly politically tackle the BJP in Bihar and Punjab, in other words, to overtly criticize the sitting government of the day, could A, damage the popular support the ex-servicemen so far have, and B, worry many ex-servicemen who don't like the idea of becoming political? A short, sharp answer, sir, please.
Precisely, that is the precise danger. Also, I would like to add half a sentence. Every political party has its own cell, whether it is the BJP, whether it is the Congress, whether it is any other party, and they are acting through the party cells who are acting on behalf of the respective parties. The ex-servicemen's movement, this is the biggest obstacle it faces, and it may well crack up as each political party who enters the elections brings its ex-service cell into play.
All right, that's absolutely crystal clear. We end there, General Satbeer Singh. I thank you for having done two things this evening, made absolutely clear and explicit what is the position, what is the area where you're prepared to negotiate, and what is the area where, in fact, there is no negotiation possible. But I'm also grateful that you made it crystal clear that you prepared yourself, if need be, to make this not only a more intense campaign, but also a more overtly political campaign, and one that could become very anti-BJP when that becomes more political. My thanks to both of you for...
Not political.
Well, sir, when you campaign against voting for the BJP in Bihar and Punjab, as you said you would, on the grounds they are opposing OROP, that will look political.
Not BJP. We are not going to name BJP.
Sir, you don't need to name it. It will be quite clear who you're talking about, the BJP.
So.
You agree? You agree. So be it, as you said. My thanks to both of you for joining me.
Any assurance by anyone?
We've run right out of time. My thanks if you've been watching. Goodbye. Time for the news now.